You know, I have given up on turning on my fake juice for Nintendo conferences or directs that are at 9 in the morning. I hate it. I hate that they do it. And on both times that I've done it now, I have been sad.
I think watch-alongs are sometimes beneficial, oftentimes not. Depends on whether something
Hey,
cool
everybody, let's
happens.
have our big excitement for something we'll talk about in the news later.
Depends on whether something cool happens, you know?
Yeah.
And what I definitely didn't like, I didn't like how the lack of cool things happening created an astounding level of cynicism for everything that was not the stuff that we were into. Like, it really, after a point, like, that's not to say that it's ever warranted to walk up on a stage and go TV, 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 TV.
Oh man, that was a great. Do people even remember that?
That was
a
terrible.
long time ago.
That's a terrible. Don't do that. That's not ever warranted. But there was definitely a thing where it's just like, hey man, I'm not into cars, right? So
Yeah.
I could definitely sit here and just shit on that for a while. But it's like, but at the same time, it's like there's no reason to shit on it. It's just a genre you're not into.
Yeah,
But it would create a definite thing of like after a couple shows/hours of nothing that you're interested in happening at a show that you're hoping one thing that
I just want to see one thing.
but like maybe this company makes one thing you care about.
Yeah, maybe I'll see that one thing.
Right, and you don't get it, and then you're just like, well, what's the point of this fucking conference?
I woke up early for this.
And so the whole thing is just like, fuck you, Ubisoft, when are you going to make what I want, you know? And you're
Yeah.
just like, okay, well, why bother?
Yeah.
You know? So I didn't like that too
Because
much.
it drives the engine of the internet.
Sure.
Emotion.
Sure.
Emotion.
I think if you can make like something magical like that, I don't know the name of the content creator that made the like I fucking love cars.
Oh
But
God,
that type of editing,
that dude's incredible.
it's so good, and that type of editing in post will always be strong because you're grabbing the best bits and doing something with them, certainly. But you don't know what's coming when you're
Kroby
doing.
Cat does good stuff as well.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's not the.
Well, that's a
person.
different guy.
That's a different guy. Yeah. Matt Lees. Okay. That stuff was great, and you don't necessarily always get that when you do the watch along.
Turn shit into gold.
So that's the problem with banking on these Nintendo Directs.
I think the bummer is that the best one of these that happened was one that I didn't bother to watch, which was the Sony Direct thing that was at 9 a.m. like a month and a half ago. They said they at the very end they're like, and now we'll have a special look at the single player campaign of Project Resistance from Capcom, and it was the Nemesis trailer.
Okay.
And it was like, okay, that's pretty
Yeah.
fucking funny. That's pretty good.
Of course, the Nier Automata one was also like a gigantic,
Yeah.
crazy thing that was off stream. But you just never know what you're gonna get on those things, you know. But like you don't remember the unimportant.
I think
great
think
ones.
the we're talking about Byleth, of course, and Smash Brothers. I think the one where this one was extra special was because in everyone's heart, not their brain or in reality, but in everyone's heart, they already knew what they were going to get. Therefore, when they didn't get that, disappointment.
You know what's probably the most interesting thing about Byleth being announced for Smash Brothers?
What's that?
The tweet that Sakurai made years ago that said Nintendo has chosen all of the potential DLC characters. It has been settled. If I can make a fun character out of them, then I will do them. But the list has been chosen.
Ah.
And that's a very easily forgotten thing because I fucking forgot that tweet.
You know what else is an interesting point? Do you remember when Rex's Mii costume, the Xenoblade 2 character, got announced as a Mii costume? Sakurai in that announcement said, "Well, listen, we couldn't put Rex into the game because his game is too new, and we can't. It just came out too recently in development, and Xenoblade
Okay, so yeah, that wasn't
Chronicles
true.
2 it was way farther from that.
Yeah, that was super not true then, if that's what he
Right?
said. Yeah.
But
Nope.
then, and also he's talking in the video like, oh yeah, to get Byleth in, we had to play like a fucking early ass build of Fire Emblem that had like a bunch of shit and just skip to the endings. And it's like, but Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was out when that development would have started. Well,
Okay, so that's untrue. That is untrue. I hope that the Nintendo comment was also not untrue, because yes,
that one's probably true.
It seems like it. It seems like they would want to be like, here's what we would allow, here's what we're okay with.
Yeah.
Here's the nevers.
Here's the must-have.
Right.
You know what? I would like to talk about Byleth now, if that's all right.
Okay, just very quickly, I was scanning his fingers to see if in the counting of binary, if there were any moments that were
my God.
unintentionally just like, middle, fuck you
And
all.
there is.
It's in there, like, but it's not really in there.
People got a screen grab.
It's edited. The one that you see is edited.
Oh.
The real one is like more of a beautiful Joe hand.
Okay, now I'm
Yes.
sad. That's sad. I think the funniest thing out of all of this
He has a deep voice.
was a sentiment that I saw on social media, which was like, come on, guys. Let Fire Emblem just have this one. Fire Emblem doesn't get anything. And it was like, it's the most overrepresented game in the fucking franchise.
Yeah, and I like the comic that like that has Byleth just kind of tearing up a little bit. Everyone's like, "Fuck you, we hate you, boo," and she's like, "Oh, I'm trying my best."
So-
okay, and like it's the characterization of like the of the Fire Emblem character like showing up and being like, "Oh no, everyone hates me," and then like 50 comments underneath it saying, "Yeah, Byleth would not give a shit about that at all."
That's like, what a
That's not even
school.
remotely close to something that the character would do.
But like, I was thinking about, I talked to some Fire Emblem people and I talked to some Smash people, and I got somebody made a really nice breakdown, like a really long one, to read about like, hey, why are people actually angry instead of just like, Byleth bet, right? And it's really obvious that there's no winning on this, because this is going to sound controversial. I think Byleth's a really good character to include in Smash Brothers in their current form with the 3 weapons.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but has every protagonist from all the new era of Fire Emblem games previous showed up?
Yes, and that's the problem.
So the trend has been
That's
set.
the problem.
The trend has been set.
Byleth is in a really popular hot game that everybody loves.
Yep.
Corrin wasn't.
Yep.
Robin was.
Mm-hmm.
Lucina's a side character. Crom's a side character.
Yep.
Ike was not, but Ike plays differently.
Mm-hmm.
Roy was a clone of Marth.
Lucina is a clone.
Yeah, so like, if you went back in time and went Marth, Ike, Robin, Byleth as the Fire Emblem reps, they all play different. They're all from wildly different games. They're all from beloved games.
But they got Echo Fighters too.
You know, like, it's just, it's when you go, hey, I want to play 8-player Smash Fire Emblem.
Yep.
And I can.
Yeah. And, you know, nothing will take away the fact that this game went past 100%.
Oh, totally.
It went past 200%. You know,
Except.
and so at some point you're basically just going, I wonder what the next layer of gravy is going to be, you know? Like, look at all, there's so many layers of gravy.
It really shows how people's appreciation works, and I am not immune to this because I feel the same way, but it's goofy. Because the game came out and was done. Wow, what a great roster. Then the DLC started coming out. Oh, wow. Oh, this roster's incredible. But every time one gets added, it doesn't go to 105%. Just that 100% becomes bigger.
Right.
And then that 100% now includes some question marks. And then when you start at 100 and then you add 5, but the 5th one's like lame, you're now down to 95%. Despite the addition.
Corrin followed up Cloud.
Yeah.
Corrin
followed up Cloud in a situation in which when Corrin got announced, that game wasn't even out in the US.
Right.
Like that character got pushed 100 times harder than Byleth.
But it's the same. It's almost the same mental tricks as the things that, like, what I was getting mad at you because of what was it? It was something where it was like just a matter of perspective.
I mean that's broad. That could encompass hundreds of situations.
Of course it could. I think it was something like to the effect of like when like one version of a game does not have parity and it's
that doesn't make it worse. It just makes it the same, and the other one is better.
So it's like style switching not coming to other versions of
I am frustrated that that's not coming to the other versions.
Right. And like the idea of there being like the new thing like gets spun into a positive immediately into a negative because it now creates disharmony.
Yeah.
Right, in that way. And I'm like, oh man, but
the new thing is nice.
Yes, So like in this case, I definitely have a very unique feeling about Smash Brothers characters' inclusions not being the ones I'm hoping for, because I mean it doesn't have to be stated how much like you or I would love Dante showing up in Smash Brothers.
I'm not gonna play him. I just want him to get his little
It's
star.
the Oscars, right? It's the Oscars. We want the nominations, right? I definitely don't have to go over on like explain how much fucking we like Devil May Cry. That I feel like if you know us at this point, that's an established thing. But in a game where this has been so over the top beyond expectations with who they do pull in, and knowing that Iwata told Sakurai to like make this the thing, and also of course knowing there's another 6.
Yeah.
The fuck, like.
Yeah, they're gonna add Hilda. They're gonna add Claude, Dimitri,
Edelgard. It feels yeah. What was the one they had? The guardsman.
Oh yeah, the guardsman.
It feels almost impossible to like actually take this as like a negative when it's so far over the top already.
This should have been the first character.
And sure, the order they announced it in, sure,
or the third.
You could have.
Any.
You know what? Back in the day, you didn't tech throws. You softened them by flipping out. You could have softened the throw.
Anything but the last one. Really, any spot but the last.
But it doesn't change the fact that like, it's you. We are Richie Rich. We have a giant pile of toys, and the one tossed on the top of the pile is not the one we wanted.
Oh, totally.
So I can't help but feel like, yeah, that's fine.
It's
okay.
It's
not what I wanted.
It's weird and it's complicated.
But like setting my expectations up specifically for this one to be Dante. Yeah.
It's complicated because on top of that, it's like I don't even play Smash. I buy the characters and then I play them once and then I go, yeah. And I assume there's a lot of people who don't even own Smash
toy
who are
collection.
watching this.
Toy collection.
And it's about the excitement of the event of oh my god, and
it's the Oscar nomination.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the game anymore.
I mean, fuck, the night before the direct went out, I retweeted a picture of the 3 fingers being held up by Goichi Suda, who was using it to promote No More Heroes 3.
Yeah.
And then Art of Travis Touchdown holding up 3 fingers.
And you were like, that would be good too.
What's this? What's going on over here?
Oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Nothing.
No.
Definitely not. So, I think that huge wave, and it created a whole lot of fun new Dante content. And on the Devil May Cry subreddit, there was like someone who posted 2 folders, like
memes for Dante in Smash, memes for Dante not in Smash.
And it's like, yeah, that's great. That's gonna be funny for a while. Dante sitting sad at a table going, woohoo, this party's not crazy.
Or just photoshopping like Sophis in the background and him going, what the hell is this? It's like, oh, it's great.
But yeah, and then and the other thing too is that like he's definitely the one that has the most headspace right now. It feels like there is a pattern of like certain announcements get attached to certain characters specifically because it feels like this is the time, But we'll see. We have another 6 to go. And if he's not in those 6, that's fine. That's fine.
Sure.
We're
There was something that came out of that was very happy.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Cuphead.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? Unlike something like, I think Sans could have been an interesting full character.
Yeah.
I think Cuphead is perfect.
I agree.
For a Mii costume.
Because just point the finger and then shoot the
It's the
gun.
best.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he is. That's
Yeah.
exactly what he should be. There's no Mugman in there, but whatever, right? Like that is.
Do you also prefer Mugman?
Yeah, Mugman's great.
Mugman's the best.
Mugman's great.
I
Perfect.
love Mugman.
That's the kind of thing you'd like. You know, you love to see it. If there, I don't know how many other characters are like that, where it's like you're a nice little game and you're a perfect inclusion for a Mii costume.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a ton of those out there. But
Altair from Assassin's Creed. That's a perfect one.
anytime we get into these Western humans, I tell you,
It's so weird.
Anytime we get into, hey, I'm gonna say it for Doom Guy. I'm gonna say it for, who was the other one you guys were thinking about? Scorpion.
Oh yeah, the
You
video
know.
games guys are pushing Scorpion or Sub-Zero real hard.
Yeah. You know, like I'm surprised, legitimately, that Rabbids didn't annoy everybody by getting one.
It got a costume, and then you can file that away in your brain if you don't like it.
Sure.
It doesn't show up on the character select screen. That's what really matters.
Another 6. God damn. That's so much. That's so much.
It's at the point where I'm like, they have to be third party because they've run out of Nintendo characters.
No, you can grab no.
Who else? Who?
Springman.
No.
Why not?
I don't want him.
Arms?
I'll take anybody over Springman.
But Arms deserves some rep.
Does it?
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
Waluigi.
They're never gonna do it.
Guigi.
They're never gonna do
Yeah.
Waluigi.
Waluigi are Springman. You know.
Wait, was Waluigi circumcised or uncircumcised? What's the lore at on this? Now?
When you do the second set of costumes,
Oh, okay.
he has that energy.
Yeah.
The energy changes.
Uh-huh.
Because Christ is no longer with him.
It's got to pull it right off.
And in if you want to stretch it out, you can go back to the ones
I don't want to stretch it out.
Speaking of long snouts,
Yeah.
Birdo never showed up,
Birdo never showed up.
you know. And you could pick one really good punch out character
Oh.
to fight Little Mac.
Oh, that'd be tough.
Yeah.
They're all the same level of quality, pretty much. They're
There's-
all really good.
Pick one really good one. Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
Well, to be honest, I think King Hippo would be the most iconic.
Yeah, it'd be King Hippo. You're right. You're completely right.
You know. So you do have some picks. You can grab another Nintendo 6 if you wanted to. But, you know, there's some
It's
really
always-
fun
whenever-
third-party ideas as well.
Whenever this guest character or guest inclusion of any kind in games comes up, there's always this feeling of, was it the right choice or was it the choice that was made at the right time? So I think back to PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale that included DMC Reboot Dante instead of Classic Dante. And it's like, that was not chosen because it was the right choice.
It was the time.
It was the time.
Yeah.
And you look at Byleth, and Byleth is the time, and so on and so forth. And it's like, I hope, like, you know, Solaire, for example, I would love to see Solaire. Solaire appeared once in a game in 2011.
Yeah.
Don't care, though, put him in, right? But if a character from the trailer of Elden Ring
Yeah.
showed up instead, you'd be like, oh, come on. Oh, even if that character would be super cool.
In retrospect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. They in their interest, they'd probably be like, can we use our new thing?
Like, look at
Because of the time is a dual purpose marketing gimmick.
Yeah.
Right? And to be honest, if we were to look at other games where guest characters show up, those are the worst kinds,
Oh yeah.
right? It's always best when the guest character is a either unexpected but great fit
Or timeless.
or timeless, and
Like
thus
Zubaz.
requires no justification, right? Here's the other fun bit. Let's say The Witcher and 2B showed up.
Again.
Would it
Again.
Would it not be a little bit like, Soul Calibur kind of stole your thunder?
Absolutely.
100%. Right? Yeah. It'd be like, that's great, but
100%.
it would lose impact.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be pretty funny. And I'd love to see
Geralt has been everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird. You make him breakdance in Monster Hunter.
So every time you see a Terminator show up in a Mortal Kombat game, you're like,
I've seen so many fucking Terminators and so many fucking things.
is that yeah, that's the movie coming out right now.
Every time. 100% of the time.
But anyway, I think we're looking at layers of gravy.
Yeah, you're right. After the initial disappointment of the event wore off, I'm like, yeah, Byleth's cool. And the changes they made to their moveset is going to be cool. And the music you'll get is cool.
She happens to have style switching just to rub it in a little bit.
And the stage that they have is terrible. But yeah, can't win them all.
I think I saw a GIF of Byleth like flying. It was like
I don't know.
I was very confused by it, but I think my heart has closed off a little bit ever since I kind of went. My number one choice is still Wonder Red, and that's not going to happen. So
Didn't that game only sell like 22,000 copies or something?
like I said, that's not going to happen. But hey,
Like out of the Platinum Bombs, that was the worst one, right?
but his move list would be perfect.
It'd be great.
But that's not the point.
Let me ask you, if you wanted Wonder Red, would you want him to be like a Pikmin-sized
Yes.
character?
No.
Okay.
No. Wonder Red would be Wonder Red sized.
Okay.
But there would be 100% an ability for him to gain the crowd behind him.
Okay.
And it wouldn't be the 101.
No, because then the game would crash.
But it would be the named ones. So the other colors.
The 5 or 6 colors, yeah.
Yeah. You got a crowd of colored people
Yeah.
helping you out. That'd be a really fun character.
Yeah, it would.
But
And the music.
yeah. And the stage.
And the stage. I know exactly what stage it would be. It'd be the fucking with the flying around on the ship with the dragon.
I was thinking top of a school bus.
That's also really good.
Top of a giant school bus.
That'd also be really good.
Yeah. But it doesn't
Or
really
a forking ship.
Yep.
In the highway.
Yep. Absolutely.
And there'd be the 2 ships, and you would jump between them.
Yep. Totally. And you could even have like Chugi fighting a battle in the background.
Man, fucking Wonder Red should be in Smash so bad.
Dude, it's such a really good pick.
Here's the thing. Wonder Red is not my number 1 pick to get in, but I agree with you in half in that it is the most astonishing character that's not.
And everything he would bring
would
be overwhelmingly
that character would be
hype.
perfect for Smash.
It would be really, really strong.
And then when he got announced, me and you and I think Reggie got in 101 recently, and maybe 5 to 10 other people would be like, yeah!
But what are you gonna what? And I have to, but I'm okay with that because it's like, yeah, I realize that's not gonna happen. It's not even what Platinum would want to push at this point in time.
You don't know.
But boy, would it be fun. And then I feel like, I don't know if we brought it up last week or if I brought this up off mic. It might have been off mic. But I was saying, like, what a fun thing to do is, I think people would like guest stages more than me costumes.
Yeah.
Right?
Depending on the stage.
Yeah, so if there was this game that like had a really cool stage concept that you could bring in, because like there's a couple of clunkers.
I think the problem with that is stages are way more expensive.
Yeah, you're right.
To make.
You're right.
Like way more.
Well, you don't have to balance a stage. Well, actually,
no, I
Smash
just mean making the assets.
It's a big thing. It's a big thing. I don't know which would be more expensive. Actually, I don't know. It might not be.
Oh, because animation.
And the tons of iterative little things you have to do to tighten up a character. It's hard to say.
Tighten it up.
But I think there's some boring stages in Smash.
What?
And I think, like...
Really?
Yeah, and I think, like, even if you didn't get the game, it'd still be fun to be like, yo, let's go to that stage from 101 with the music and the fun little cameos in the background, you know? That would be a fun thing to do, too.
Man.
And it's not as full of a commitment.
I just remembered there was something in that Smash Direct that filled my heart with exorbitant joy. And that was Sakurai looking directly at the camera as text popped up on the screen saying, "Is Smash a fighting game?"
That was pretty funny.
And him going, "I don't know, man. It's like it's like, well, definitive. The creator of Smash goes, I don't know, man. Whatever. Maybe not."
I bet you his position has changed over the years.
Yeah, I bet.
And I think you can tell via things such as tripping and characters who pull items out of the ground
At random.
who are forced to use items even if you turn them off.
Yeah.
Right? So DDD,
Yeah.
little things like that. Like, I feel as if you're seeing his evolving position and ultimately a steadfast and stalwart Smash community saying, we don't care what you do, as long as we can hit these triggers and turn these things off, we will play it this way. And him kind of being like, I can't stop you, so...
I mean, he could, but he doesn't want to.
Like, I can't make... Like, you can turn this into a fighting game, even if that's not my intention.
Yeah.
And even if he turned it off and forced items to be on all the time...
Don't worry, people would figure out a way.
Within 45 minutes,
Yeah.
there would be a mod. It's already made.
You know, oh no, you know what it'd be?
They would just unleash
You know, it'd be
it.
way more fun than that.
Yeah.
Like, items are all on and stage hazards are all on, but if you use them or pick them up, you lose. Mod it so that all the items are still on the stage, but if you hit A on them to pick them up, your character explodes.
Don't try spot dodging over that fucking lightsaber.
Don't do it.
You might pick it up.
Oh, you died.
Yeah.